What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So one of the stories that I've been following, I've done a few videos on self-checkout, the nightmares that we're seeing when it comes to self-checkout. And the reason that I like talking about this is because this impacts all of us. We all go shopping. We all are faced with that decision. Do we go to self-checkout or do we go to a cashier if there's a cashier available? And at this point, the self-checkout machines are not working. They're not working for the customer, which the stores, they like to say, you know, we're trying to help the customers get out of the store faster. But the reality is the stores are just trying to help themselves. And the stores are finding out with these self-checkout machines, you have more people attempting to steal things. And the customers are finding out if they go through self-checkout and they make a mistake, they could be arrested. And so this is a whole crazy situation that we're seeing right now with self-checkout. And I would say the vast majority of people, if they have one or two items, they think, okay, well, it's not a big deal. But the vast majority of people, if you're going grocery shopping and you're getting, let's say 15, 20 items, you don't want to go through self-checkout. And who wants the liability? That's what I say. So I'm not doing self-checkout anymore. I don't want that liability. I don't want the store to think that I might be trying to steal something from them. I'll go to a cashier. If they don't have a cashier available, guess what? I'm leaving that cart in the store and I'm walking out, and I'll go to a grocery store that does have cashiers. Fortunately, where I live, the grocery store has all cashiers. They don't have self-checkout. And after seeing all the problems with self-checkout, hopefully they won't incorporate any self-checkout machines. But what we're seeing now is, and I'm going to show you this video and it'll explain it, but we're seeing stores start to take out the self-checkout machines. So they've invested all of this money. This is the whole thing here. You have stores that have invested all of this money in self-checkout. This was going to be the new thing. They plan to have all the customers come in and work for them so they can get rid of all their cashiers, but it's starting to backfire on them. And now that they're starting to see the rise in theft, now they're looking at, okay, well, we're going to have to get rid of some of these machines, or we're going to have to create these different barriers and things like that around the self-checkout so people can't just walk out with groceries. And so I'm going to show you guys this video clip, and this is in San Francisco, the Bay Area, where they filmed this, and they're going to talk a little bit about the self-checkout and why they're doing away with some of them, and also the fact that they're locking everything up. This is another thing that's really, I'm going to cover this as well in a future video, but they're locking things up now. When you go to the store, you have to wait for an employee, find an employee that has a key so they can go and unlock things for you. I had a situation, and I was in one of the biggest department store that's out there, so you guys pretty much know what I'm talking about. And so I was in the store, and I was in the electronics area, and I wanted to get a SD card, micro SD card, and everything is locked up, especially when it comes to electronics, everything is locked up. And so I went to the register to ask someone if they can help. There were two people there. I went there to ask someone if they can help. One person was the cashier, and there was another person in the back. And the lady came from behind the counter, and she didn't yell at me, but she wasn't polite. Let's just put it that way. And she said, there's a line right there. And there were people standing in line. And so the way that it works is you have to go stand in line and wait until it's your turn. And then they'll go unlock the cabinet and get whatever you need. And then they'll bring it to the cashier, and then they'll go ahead and check you out. But, I didn't know the process. I thought it was just simple. Okay, I see someone. I know this is in a locked, behind a locked box. So I'm just going to ask that person. They were back there. They could have helped me. But that was, I guess, the system. But who knows? We don't know what the system is. Now, and what if you need to go get several different items? You don't want to just get one thing. Now you're going to have them walking around the store, especially if it's the electronic area, because everything is locked up. They're going to have to walk around and open up everything and get you. I mean, it's just, it's crazy. It really is. So I'm going to show you guys this video clip, but before we do, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to show you the video clip first, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Sarah Donchi. In an age where everything is supposed to be more convenient, some people say it feels like they're taking a big step back when it comes to shopping at some local stores. Everything from lotion to cold medicine, beauty products, all under lock and key at some San Francisco chains. This Walgreens store actually chained up its ice cream freezers because employees told us shoplifters were clearing them out on a regular basis. And if you want to buy anything, you need to spend the time tracking down the employees who have the keys. Self-checkout was supposed to make getting what you need from a store faster and easier, but it seems to have had some unintended consequences. And now, shoppers at some stores tell Betty U the shopping experience of the future is now a thing of the past.
This Safeway here on Webster Street is one of a number of stores in San Francisco that has removed its self-checkout stands. Workers here tell me it's because of rampant shoplifting. As soon as you walk into this Safeway in the Fillmore, you're greeted by gates designed to deter shoplifting. Empty checkout aisles also have gates, and the exit doors are permanently closed on the other side of the store. A security guard told me the store recently added more guards to deal with thieves. And Safeway completely removed its self-checkout kiosks.
You have a good day. Thank you.
Shortly after it installed these high-tech gates over the summer. Mike Reddig is a regular customer who says it's not unusual to witness blatant shoplifting.
Seen, like I said, two guys stuffing packages of chicken into their backpacks. And when I came and told the security people about it, they said, well, there's nothing we can do. We have to see them in action.
And I'm going to make some other cookies.
On this night, he came to pick up baking ingredients. He remembers when he had to scan his receipt to exit the self-checkout area.
Well, I thought maybe that would stop some of the pilferage, because I used to use the self-checkouts myself, and I'd see people come with stuff and walk through that area and just walk out, because then they don't have to go through the cashiers.
In July, Safeway said it added these gates designed to slow down possible thieves. Now the entire area is closed off. Darian Johnson also noticed that the self-checkout stands were removed.
Yeah, it would be nice, but again, I get the reason why of having it out.
At Target on Mission and 4th, the screens at the self-checkout area have been disabled. Workers confirmed to KPIX they were deactivated due to shoplifting. Target has pointed to theft, both shoplifting and organized retail crime, as responsible for the increases in losses. This fall, Target said it closed 3 Bay Area stores for those reasons.
I don't know. It's a symptom of a larger societal problem, I believe.
We reached out to Safeway and Target about removing self-checkout kiosks, but we have not heard back.
Okay, so as you see, you have some stores, at least in Northern California, that are closing, as well as you have them, they're no longer using the self-checkout. That Target still had the self-checkout machines there, but they were disabled, so no one can use them. So my advice, if you are in a store and they do have self-checkout, don't go to self-checkout, because you don't want to be accused of stealing things. Go to the cashier and you don't have to worry about that. Because the way things are going right now, I don't know exactly how thieves are utilizing the self-checkout. I know that there's some different things that they're doing where they're taking barcodes off of an expensive item and putting it on, or I should say an inexpensive item and putting it on an expensive item and then running it through stuff like that. And I'm sure there are other ways that they're trying to beat these self-checkout machines. But my advice is don't even be in the middle of it. You don't want to be around there. There was a video clip that I was watching where a lady was, and she just filmed it on her phone really quickly. She walked out of a grocery store, and the security ran out there and got her and told her she had to go back in the store. And they were, accusing her of stealing something. And so she walks back in the store. She's upset, and so she starts recording, and she's telling us what's going on. So she gets into the store, and then the employee in the store said, no, it's not her. It's another person that stole something. And so and she went through self-checkout. And so that's what I'm saying. If you're in self-checkout and let's say you're next to someone who's doing something they shouldn't be doing, and then they tie you into it, and now you have the embarrassment of having to go back into the store, or even worse, they could take you to the back just so they can check the film and all that. I mean, you know, the video and all that. So you don't want to be tied into that. So my advice, don't even go close to the self-checkout. Go straight to the cashier. And if they don't have cashiers, I wouldn't be shopping at the store. I really wouldn't be, because they're now forcing people to go to self-checkout. They should at least have cashiers. I think if you have enough people, and if we start seeing this, because we are seeing some stores that are going to full self-checkout. There are no cashiers at all. And these are, right now, I think they're doing it kind of on a test basis. I know Kroger's had a couple of stores that they were doing this, and they were just testing this out. But I think if people don't go to those stores, then they're going to realize, okay, we need to bring back the cashiers. I've heard other things of where they're now going to have a person to assist you at the self-checkout, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what they're saying is they will scan your groceries for you. So why not just have the regular cashier? You're going to have someone standing there scanning all the groceries for me. Why not we just have the regular cashier? But I think the problem here is the stores are, we'll say, bitter. They're bitter because they spent all this money on this new technology, on these machines, and now they're seeing that it's just not, the customers don't like them, and they're seeing a rise in theft, and now they're thinking, you know what, we've wasted all this money now, so we're going to have to do something. So we'll just have the employees actually scan this stuff for you. And it's funny because when I went to my pharmacy right near my house, that's what was going on. You had nobody behind the counter. And I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. You had no one behind the counter, and you had two self-checkout machines because, it's a pharmacy. It's a small store. And so when I got to the front, I'm standing, I went through because they have, a little line area. So I went and stood in line thinking that someone was going to come out from behind the counter or somewhere. But no, a lady came from the floor, the storeroom floor, and she was like, "Oh, sir, we can do that over here at self-checkout." And so she actually walked me through and did the self-checkout for me. And I'm thinking, why? I mean, what's going on here? You guys are completely getting rid of cashiers, and now you just have people on the floor that can do both jobs, So it's weird how things are right now, but we'll have to see what happens in the future when it comes to self-checkout. But my advice, stay away from them. Stay far away from them, because even if you're not intending to steal anything, you could still get tied in, even if you don't steal anything. In this lady's case, she didn't steal anything, but she got tied in with another person because another person did steal something, and they left the store at around the same time. And so they said, oh, it was a person at the self-checkout. And so the security guard runs out, gets the first person that he sees that was at self-checkout, and it's the wrong person. So that's all I have to say. I want to know what you guys think about this, so let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.